Hola, todo mundo, y bienvenidos a mi cuenta de YouTube. Hi everyone, my name's Alex and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Hoy vamos a aprender el pasado. Today we're going to learn the past tense in Spanish and we're going to learn how we form it. We're going to look at the two different types, el pretérito y el imperfecto, the preterite and the imperfect. And then I'm going to give you some examples, I'm going to give you some examples, and then there's going to be algunos deberes, some homework that I'm going to assign you guys to do, just some extra bit of research into the past tense. Como dije antes, vamos a aprender el pasado. As I said before, we are going to learn the past tense. There are two types of past tense. Y ahora vamos a aprender el pretérito. So the preterite or el pretérito is the tense that we use for a completed action in the past. It's something that's finished, it's only happened once, you did it and it's done. It's not continuous, it's not carrying on today, it didn't happen over a number of weeks, you did it once and it's finished. So for example, in English, you would say, yesterday I rang my mum. Or you would say, last Monday I visited the museum. So it's something you did on a day at a certain time that was never repeated. Like in English, when using the preterite in Spanish, you tend to use a time phrase. For example, yesterday, ayer, or last week, la semana pasada, last year, el año pasado, and this then triggers the preterite tense because you know it's something that happened once and it didn't happen again. So now I'm going to show you, I'm going to move up so I can put here the endings of the preterite tense, and like when we learned the present tense a few videos ago, there is a set endings for the different types of verbs. Empecemos con los verbos que terminan en AR. Por ejemplo, cantar, que significa to sing. So, I sang, canté, you sang, cantaste, he, she, it sang, cantó, we sang, cantamos, you plural sang, cantastais, and they sang, cantaron. And like I said, when in the present, there is the usted form, and in that again you use the usted plus he, she, it ending, so usted cantó. And if you're using it for a group of professionals, a group of teachers, you use the they form, so ustedes, which is plural, ustedes cantaron. Voy a darle unos ejemplos. Ayer llamé mi madre. Yesterday I rang my mum. El año pasado visitamos el museo. Last year we visited the museum. Y pues la semana pasada jugué el fútbol con mis amigos. Last week I played football with my friends. Ahora vamos a mirar a los verbos que terminan en IR y IR. So ER and IR ending verbs have the same endings in the preterite tense, and we're going to use the example just for the both of them of vivir, so that means to live. So I lived is viví, you lived is viviste, he, she, it lived is vivió, we lived is vivimos, you plural lived vivistais, and then they lived vivieron. Y usamos el verbo comer como los verbos que terminan en IR. So I ate is comí, you ate is comiste, he, she, it ate is comió, we ate is comimos, you plural ate is comistais, and then they ate is comieron. Voy a darle algunos para tratar. Now I'm going to give you some to try. Yesterday, my parents visited my grandma. On Friday, I walked my dog. And last year, I travelled to Spain for the first time. Ahora que sois expertos en el pretérito, vamos a aprender el imperfecto. Now that you guys are experts in the preterite, we're going to move on to learn the imperfect. So the imperfect is another past tense, and it is used when we are talking about a continuous action in the past. So it could be something you did every Wednesday for a year. For example, I played football every Wednesday for a year. Or every Wednesday I visited my grandparents for dinner. We can also use it to describe states of beings and descriptions of ourselves. So when I was younger, I had long hair. Or when my mum was a teacher, she taught Spanish. Things like that. It's about things that haven't come to a complete end. They were continuous, that happened in the past. Entonces, vamos a usar el verbo que terminan en AR, cantar de nuevo. We're going to use to sing, cantar again, to show the endings of the imperfect tense for AR verbs. So we are going to translate this as I used to, because it's something in the continuous past. So I used to sing. I used to sing is cantaba. You used to sing is cantabas. He, she, it used to sing is cantaba again. So in this instance, we will likely have to use the pronoun yo, y, él, or ella to show the difference between I used to sing and he, she, it used to sing. And then we used to sing cantábamos, and be careful, there is an accent on the first A of the abamos. You plural used to sing is cantabais, and then they used to sing cantaban. And for ER and IR verbs, like the preterite tense, they have the same endings. So for this, we're going to go through vivir and comer again. So I used to live is vivía. You used to live, vivías. He, she, it used to live, vivía. And again, like in the AR verbs, you would have to put the pronoun in a sentence to differentiate whether you are saying I used to live or he, she, it used to live. We used to live, vivíamos. You plural used to live, vivíais. Then they used to live is vivían. Y pues comer. I used to eat, comía. You used to eat, comías. He, she, it used to eat, comía. We used to eat, comíamos. You plural used to eat, comíais. And then they used to eat, comían. Ahora voy a darle algunos ejemplos. Todos los lunes jugábamos el tenis. Every Monday we used to play tennis. Y cuando una niña, when I was a girl, mi madre conducía el coche todos los días. My mum used to drive the car every day. Ahora es os turno. Now it is your turn. I'm going to put some verbs and the different pronouns that I want you to use, and then you can translate them in your own time. Tengo algunos deberes para os. I have some homework for you guys. So like when we learned the present tense, there were a number of irregulars. There are also a number of irregular verbs in the preterite and imperfect tense. They are pretty much similar to all the ones in the present tense, so ir and ser and tener and haber, they all follow a different pattern when put in the preterite and the imperfect. So what I would like you guys to do is to go and research some of the most common irregular verbs in these tenses and just get them down, make notes on them and learn them if you want to. Muchas gracias. Thank you very much, everyone. I hope you learned something and I hope you enjoyed this. Y adios y hasta luego.